Alright everybody, this is going to be a quick little guide on how to do object flying, prop flying, fluffy flying, whatever you want to call it in Quantum Conundrum. People have been asking me how to do this, or tips on how to do it for quite a while, so I'm going to do that. I plan on putting out a full-length tutorial on how to run this game, as well as many others, at some point in the near future, but just as a quick how to get started in Quantum Conundrum speedrunning, I'm going to do this. So once you've completed the game, which you should do if you plan on running this, so if you haven't already done that, go do it and then come back to this. It'll help tremendously, trust me. Go into level select and we're going to go into the yellow wing. Really any room in which you can get access to a safe and the fluffy dimension, you can do this in. But I'm going to show you where I think it's best to learn this in the practice. It's the one I use, so let's just stick with that. So we're going to go yellow wing and then go into a boost of confidence, which I've already passed. Nope, I haven't passed up. A few more. There we go. I didn't replay individual level. So I like this room because it has a lot of wide open air where you can kind of move around and just get used to the mechanics. And then it also offers a very good little area if you want to learn how to do this fast and precisely. Because the strat we use in the speedrun is to get from right here on top of the safe, obviously, up to where that railing is, and you notice there's a ceiling here, and there's also a ceiling right above the fence railing, and you kind of have to maneuver up in this weird manner and get up there without hitting anything. So once you get used to objects flying, you can actually try out the legit strat, which I'll show at the end of how to do this room, and if you can get a good time, you can just keep doing that, and you'll get much better at object flying. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get up here using objects flying, and then I will talk about it because it's better to learn up here, I think. So once you get up to this level of the room, you can also use the intended way if you want to. What you're going to do is stand on top of the safe, and then we're going to do essentially object flying comes down to 4 inputs: jumping, switching to fluffy dimension, grabbing, and then switching back to normal. You don't want to mash these inputs, you want to do them in a very specific order. Otherwise the safe has the potential to fall away from you, and it makes it a lot easier, it makes it possible to move around and just completely break the game, which is why we use it in the run, and why you're going to learn how to do it. So don't mash, just get used to the timing and build up speed. So you're going to jump off the safe, switch to fluffy, grab it, and then switch back to normal. Like I said, you have to do them fast enough to where you actually can grab the safe when you switch, and then you have to switch back before obviously you lose height. Also, saves sometimes move. So essentially, if you do those 4 inputs fast enough, remember, don't mash, just kind of get used to it. It'll look something like that. That's kind of like the bare speed you're going to get. Even then, you'll see you still have a little bit of height after you go that slow, but you're still going up in the air, so you can just kind of get speed that way. And then once you get faster and more comfortable with it, it's going to look something like this. But obviously, you don't want to go straight up in the air. You can sit there and practice it until you get comfortable with the speed and get the hang of it, and it's not like way over your head. So now you can start adding movements in, and essentially you only want to move forward, so you're only going to hit the forward key, and if you want to turn, you just move your mouse instead. You can sort of get away with moving in different directions, it just makes it a lot harder to control. So if you want to move, just go in that direction and then hit forward. So when you move forward, the only time you want to actually do it is when you jump. So in between jumping and grabbing the safe, that's when you want to move. Don't hold down forward the entire time you're trying to move, otherwise the safe will fly away from you. You'll go too fast and you won't be able to grab it. So you only want to move forward when you jump. You may notice now I kind of just stay in place when the safe's coming up to me, and then I just do it again. So and then that's really all there is to it. And the practice, you can just go up. Try to keep it off the floor. You don't even have to go up, you can just try to maintain the height. And then something I like to do is kind of maneuver through the back part of this whole level You can't go all the way around because at one point the height is not high enough to where you can fit through reliably. You're going to hit the ground constantly. But there's a lot of little things that we kind of avoid. And this is where I would spend a couple hours and just kind of go through here. Just avoid things like that. So yeah, right here you can't really get through, but you can just kind of go back and forth and just try to avoid things like that little railing, and try not to hit this stuff, and then go up. Just kind of move around. And then if you want to, this also offers a very good spot. You can use this chair, tables like this, sofas, and smaller tables, as well as the safe. You can use any of these to object hover, and there are a few spots where you have to use these items. There's no saves. So you can kind of just try these out and see why saves are much better. But you can kind of get used to these as well and do that. So that's why I really like this room. And once you're comfortable with that, and you know, you can kind of do it and half-ass it. You know, it takes a long time to get really proficient at it, as it is in most cases, but just to do it and do it semi-well and enough to do it in a run, it doesn't take much effort. You just kind of have to learn it. So the strat for this room, if you want to really push yourself to get better, is get the safe and then drop it essentially 180 from the dolly once you get it, so about here on this corner. You're going to stand on it and you're going to object hover straight up there without hitting anything. So you're going to go forward without going too far up. Get to this wall. So you're going to go more forward, and then you're going to go kind of straight up in an arc. Avoid this, and then before you hit the ceiling, jump off the safe, and then get over the railing and keep the safe, which is something I didn't really talk about. But if you want to keep an item that you're object hovering on, simply jump off of it, go into Fluffy, and just, instead of going up with it, instead of just staying on it, you just grab it like you would normally and then move your mouse up like that, and that's how you keep it. So strat here. So that's the level, and if you want to do it really fast because that was slow, we're gonna do it one more time, and then hopefully you guys have learned it by now. You can pause the video whenever you need and practice, get better. If you guys still have any more questions or comments, or any other tricks that you need help with, feel free to leave me a comment in the video description stuff, or check me out on Twitch and you know, ask me on there. Either way, I will respond and help you guys out, because this game's fun to run and we need more competition at the higher levels. So please don't be afraid to come talk and get better.